Alright, I hope you're at the top of your game for this Robot Master. Okay, that wasn't half bad, you know. Simple, obvious, but to the point. I'm getting better. I can recover. Alright, so Top Man stage. Kinda the intended first stage and first boss for reasons. Of course, right off the bat, I have an enemy that annoys me, but whatever, I have the Shadow Blade now, it's not a problem. So yeah, as I mentioned last time, Shadow Blade, basically the Metal Blade. Not quite as good, but then again, they probably didn't want something as good as the Metal Blade. But it's still pretty efficient in terms of weapon energy, and while it can't be fired in every direction ever, it's still got enough directions to be useful. And of course it does have to do that sort of yo-yo motion, so I guess that's an issue. Whereas with Metal Blade you could just fire it all day every day and it wasn't an issue. So yeah, now we've got some pretty good weapons overall, meaning these stages are gonna be cake. Because I have been trying to use weapons more often. Honestly, I feel like that makes the games actually more interesting. Most people accidentally do, like, conservation challenges, which, to be fair, considering the Wily Fortresses in the past, those do kinda teach you to not use your weapons. I mean, sure, they give plenty of energy, but energy doesn't refresh between stages, so, I don't know, I don't want to use it there. Of course, in the stages themselves, though, yeah, I've really been trying to be less fearful about wasting weapons, because you really can't. Especially if I'm gonna Buster Duel the boss on the first go, it's fine. Okay, so this mini-boss is actually kinda difficult, especially with the slowdown. It slows down, but then it speeds up, so, like, actually dodging those yarn balls is kinda difficult in such a small space. Other than that, though, the stage is fairly unremarkable, and can't really tell what the theme is. Like, trees in glass? I guess that's what that's supposed to be? Anyway, this mini-boss is actually a lot easier than the previous incarnation, because although it tossed fleas at me, the back is open, so you have a lot more space to dodge. The yarn balls will not be trapped with you, so yeah, I don't know why that one was the second mini-boss, because it's way easier. This section can be a bit annoying. I did have a lot of attempts in which I tried to use the Magnet Missile, but it kept getting caught up by the other top, so I wouldn't suggest using Magnet Missile there. Unless you have some really good timing, of which I was not able to master, I don't think you'll be able to attack him in time. And I believe this is actually the end of the stage, indeed. That's a fairly easy section, though those tops do spin you around, so that probably changes the timing slightly. Doesn't matter too much, it's an easy section. So, Top Man takes a lot of damage from the Mega Buster. When he tries to spin, he won't take any damage, and it might be pretty tricky to pick up the timing of it, but it's really not too bad to dodge. And while those tops are a homing shot, they're honestly one of the easiest homing shots to dodge in the game, so it's not really much of an issue. Honestly, this entire battle is really a relief, in part because his pattern's so obvious, but also because his attacks are just so easy to dodge, and of course he takes a lot of damage from the Buster. Unfortunately, our reward from Top Man is Top Spin, which has its uses, but it's really hard to use it normally. It's basically just a spinning attack. It hits enemies multiple times in a row, but unless something's weak to it, it's really not a top weapon, because you will just end up throwing your face into somebody else's face, and you'll take damage from that. Ending Pun could use some work.